Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So on this particular video I'll be telling you guys how to make Ogbono soup, like the best recipe you ever come across. And I just came back from the market and I tried to just vlog this. It's actually an impromptu video, so that is why I'm like this. I just got back from the market, so the rest of the videos is going to be voiceover. This is the only time you're going to see my face, or maybe after I'm done cooking. So hope you get to try this recipe, okay? And please, if you've not subscribed, if you're just seeing this video for the first time, if this is the first time you're coming across this wonderful channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel, please, and don't forget to give the video a thumb up, okay? So let's go to the video. Please, all ingredients used will be in the description box, okay? So in this particular video I'll be using beef as my protein. You can use any protein of your choice. You can use chicken, turkey, goat meat, whichever one. Just same procedure. So I'm going to put this, my beef and my stockfish. I put in my onions, my Maggi, my salt, season it properly, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. So while I add this water, I'm going to get my spoon to mix it in properly. Do you get? So that it's going to touch every part of the protein. Yeah. So while this is getting ready, I'm going to stir this. While this is getting ready, I'm going to be prepping other ingredients in the background, okay? You guys know normally sometimes when I prep my ingredients I show you, but I'm the only one handling this, so you are going to see less of the procedures. So you cover your pot to boil, and the next thing, you get a bowl. It can be stainless, it can be whatever, it can be ceramic plate. I'm going to pour in my ogbono. Inside this ogbono we have crayfish, we have Okra. Yes, I ordered it in the market. I'm going to bring this one and then add palm oil. I want to melt my ogbono. This is a process that you don't have to miss, okay? Don't worry, I'm going to show you how you are going to melt your ogbono. So while in the process of melting it, I'm going to pour my palm oil inside this ogbono. Like as you can see, I poured in a little portion of palm oil inside this one. I'm going to stir it. I want the palm oil to soak inside the ogbono, but from the video you can see that it is not enough, so I need to add more. So I'm still going to add more. Please be careful not to add too much palm oil. I'm going to tell you why later. So while we continue stirring, you can see that the palm oil is still not that enough, but at this point, while I'm stirring it, I'll just make sure I stir it enough, okay? So we'll just manage this one first. So the next thing we're going to do is to open our pot and put this plate inside our boiling meat, so that the heat from the pot is going to melt the ogbono. I don't know if it's clear, but just watch and you understand. Now let's go back. It's just going to spend like 2-3 minutes inside that pot. Can you see it is a little bit better, okay? We will need to add a little bit of oil to this. So don't worry, I'm going to show you the right texture of how your ogbono is supposed to be when you melt it, okay? So while I pour the oil, I'm going to stir it, okay? Stir it, and look at if your ogbono is no longer hard. That is how you know if your ogbono has melted. Please don't over melt your ogbono. You just need it to be a little bit soft, so that when you are parboiling it, or when you are putting it inside your pot, it's going to be better. Now this is how the texture is supposed to be after melting, so take note. So after this, we're going to pour in Ponmo. Yes, it's Ponmo. I'm going to use Ponmo. I diced some and then I cut some into bigger pieces. Cover this to boil, and then the next thing we are going to add here is water. Now you need to know the amount of water you'll be using to cook your soup. So what I advise is, don't pour too much water yet. As time goes on, you keep adding water depending on your ogbono. So the first thing you should note is don't add too much water first. Okay, so after adding your water, we are going to pour our palm oil and then cover to boil. Now I'm going to give you a very, very big secret of ogbono soup. Okay, so while this has boiled to this point, the next thing, see, after this phase, you are not covering your pot till your food is ready. What did I say? You are not covering your pot till your food is ready. Okay, so I'm going to pour pepper here. After pouring in pepper, I like using yellow pepper because it has a very unique aroma. Okay, and then I'm going to add dry fish to this mixture and then stir it. Yeah, yellow pepper is very, very nice for your soup. That's what I use basically for my soup most time because of it has a very unique aroma. So I said something about covering of your pot. Yeah, so let's just say I'm going to cover it this once because I've not added my ogbono. I just want this ingredient to boil very well, like the fish, the pepper and everything to boil very well. So this is how your water should be boiling before you add your ogbono. Okay, so while it is like this, the next thing I'm going to do is to add my ogbono. Please, after you've added this ogbono, do not cover your pot. Yes, do not cover your pot. You can see that I'm adding my ogbono bit by bit, and if you watch this video to the end, you will find out that there is no place I cover this pot after now. So I'm going to pour this inside the boiling pot, and then the remaining one in the plate I have to use hot water. Don't use cold water for your ogbono. So I have to use hot water from the pot to rinse the one in that plate. Ogbono cannot wait. So after melting that, I'm going to pour it inside the pot and then stir it. Okay, stir it. I want the ogbono to be inside. Like, if this is a very good ogbono, it's going to draw. Like, you know what we say, ogbono they draw. Now so you suppose they draw. So if this is a good ogbono, let's see, there's the way it's going to be drawn that I will even need to add more water. So that is why I said don't add much water in the first phase, because sometimes you might end up getting a good ogbono or you end up getting a bad one that will not really draw like that. So I'm going to leave this for like 5 minutes to boil. I'm going to leave this for like 5 minutes to boil and let the ogbono melt. That is why you need to pour your ogbono only when the water is boiling. Okay, and that is going to help your ogbono draw like very well. So after like 5 minutes, the next thing you need to do here is to get your spoon and turn your ogbono, stir the pot and check if the ogbono is a good one. Check if it is drawing. Normally this ogbono is supposed to like be more than this, you understand? So if I had added much water, it might not even draw. I don't know how to explain it for you to understand. It might not even draw as much as this, but hopefully my water is okay. I can decide to add a little bit, but for me this is okay. So I'm going to add my periwinkle. After now, I'm going to add my periwinkle and be generous with it. You can use any protein of your choice. Okay, you can add as much protein as you want. It's not a must to use this exact protein that I use. Just know the procedure. So after adding my periwinkle, I'm going to stir, and guess what, guys, never happened to me. So the next thing I did was I had to get a torchlight to use, and hopefully this actually did the work for me. So after adding the periwinkle, we are going to stir. You can see that our ogbono is becoming like it's drawing, despite I didn't add much water. Remember I said, well, when you want to add your water for your soup, be very careful not to add like much water. Okay, so I'm going to put in my okra, and please, your okra is not even supposed to spend much time here. So while I add in my okra, I'm going to put onions. It is a secret you guys don't know, most people don't know about this. Using onions in your soup is a game changer. Yeah, just a little bit onions in your ogbono soup, sorry to say. I'm going to add this and then stir it. Yep, I'm going to add this and stir it. Can you see how my soup is already looking rich and succulent? So after 7 days, there's a particular leaf I am going to add, which is the Uziza leaf. Uziza leaf is just to give the soup a particular type of aroma. Okay, it's just to give the soup a particular type of aroma, and I didn't add much Uziza leaf. I added like a little, just small, just to give my soup a particular flavor. There's this unique flavor Uziza leaf has. That is why I'm using it in my ogbono soup. Try it this method and thank me later. So after adding my Uziza leaf, I stir this for a while. Like I said, your okra is never supposed to stay long, but for some reason, I told you guys I'm the only one doing this. So so after this process, the next thing you're going to do is test for salt. Add another 1 cube of Maggi to it. Test for salt. Check if your salt is okay. For me, I didn't add another salt because of the salt I added in my meat and the whole protein I added, so it was okay for me. I don't like salty food, so I'm always careful with my salt. So you can see the way my ogbono is now. It is drawing, but this ogbono is not as good as I expected because it's supposed to draw more. So the next thing I'm going to add here is my UGU leaf. This is the last thing you'll be adding to your food. UGU leaf, yeah. So be generous with your UGU leaf depending on how you want your depending on how you like your vegetables. Okay, for me this amount of vegetable is actually okay for this amount of soup. Okay, because we have okra, we have uziza, and we have UGU, so that's like 4 different vegetables. So for me this amount of UGU leaf is actually okay. So I'm going to stir this, and my UGU is going to be here for like I think like 2 minutes. 2 minutes is fine, and then my soup is ready. Guys, please do not cover your pot. Anything that will make you cover your ogbono soup is till when the soup is cold. Yes, because if you cover this your pot, your ogbono will just be like vegetable soup. It will not draw, especially if you now get a bad one. It won't even draw at all. So thank you for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, bye.